So grateful that you have decided to join us tonight. Doing our usual household thing. So if you hear the washing machine dry in the back, we just doing what we do, okay? But we just gotta continue on with our series. It's been a phenomenal time. I decided to come on a little early tonight so I could pick my youngest up from work, and y'all will have your information for the next day or later on tonight whenever you decide to watch it. I am Queen L, and I'm so grateful that you have joined me for Divination Destination. This is a series that's ongoing at least for the next 30 days, and then we'll see where it takes us. Once the 30 days is up, I'm sure Spirit will have more instructions for us. So we're just so grateful tonight. And before we get started, I am going to do a petition, and I'm going to burn herbs. Okay, so I got my cauldron ready. I have my spearmint herbs. I have hyssop. It's about to get real smoky in here. I have hibiscus. I put some cloves in here already. Now I'm going to put coffee grounds. And as I'm doing this, put in your mind, set your intention. This is for all of us. I'm just asking Spirit to do a little bit of everything, and more so for protection, and so Spirit will move among us. Okay? And I'm going to put some camphor essential oil. A little bit in there. I'm going to have to open that up. This is great to move prosperity. And also, I am going to add lavender. I think I have already. Yeah. Okay. And so to top it off, we're going to add some Hyjon. Some of that. I'm out of Hyjon, y'all. And Fiery Wall of Protection. Okay. And so this will work out in our favor. It's burning really good. Um, I'm going to add some sugar to sweeten this spell. I have my gold coin incense burning over here. So we can call it just about anything we want. So whatever you can set your intentions for, go ahead and call it in while these herbs are burning. Now, I have a green marker here. and I'm going to write my petition. Basically, this petition is going to be for the growth of my YouTube channel, and I want y'all to mark this day. Okay, we're going to mark this day, and we're going to just watch Spirit do its thing. Okay, and I keep seeing 10K. 10K subscribers. YouTube channel. We're going to celebrate. And all of my, I think I need like 4,000 watch time hours. Let's say 4,000 plus watch time hours. And that would put me in a place where I can be monetized. Because my goal is to do this full time and to be known out here in these internet streets. People know me, but I just feel like I'm being given an opportunity to do this over on YouTube. Because as you know, I was out here 15 years ago. Before they had all this elaborate stuff, we had to upload our videos and all of that. So y'all are tremendously blessed. Okay, because we had to go old school. So I am truly, truly appreciating this live right now. I love it. Okay, and then there's some personal things. Some bills I need paid for this month. I say bills paid for this month in full. And then I want some extra money for myself. Okay? All right. So we're going to anoint this with prosperity oil. We're going to anoint it with prosperity oil, stability, and happy home. I put a few drops on there, then I dabbed it on the four corners of the parchment paper. And then we're going to get right into our topic tonight and get started. Okay, here we go. Had to set that intention, honey. Okay, we're going to burn this. And then we're going to get started. Here we go. And also, while I'm teaching, that's burning. That's a good clean burn. Thank you, Spirit. Ashe. That's a good clean burn. Okay. And so, while I'm teaching, I am going to be burning a prosperity candle. Got a lot of spell work going on tonight. All right. That's going to be burning. We did our ritual, our spell work, and we're getting right into it. All right. All right. Let's take a moment to breathe. But before we breathe, let's just think about how blessed we were today to get up, be in our right mind, activity of our limb. If you have a job, you're able to go to your job and make some money. If you're a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, you are blessed to take care of your children, your home. You have everything that you need, clothes, food, shelter. Just allow the gratitude to flow, to flow, to flow, to flow. But also see yourself stepping into your blessing. Maybe you want to move. Maybe you need a new home. Maybe you need a new car. Maybe you believe in spirit to heal your body or bring a relationship back together. Maybe you're walking through something very hard right now. You need spirit to heal your emotions. You need your ancestors to speak to you and give you the next move. Just allow the gratitude to flow and just see yourself walking in all of that. Right now, we're diminishing poverty mindset, we're diminishing lack mindset, and we're walking in our overflow, our abundance, and our increase. All right? We're going to get rid of all the negative energy or stresses of the day, and we're going to come into alignment in the spirit together on one accord, and then we're going to read our mantra. Let's begin. Ashe. Y'all ready for your mantra? Let's get it. This is the prosperity mantra. If this is your first time watching, it is located in our community section. You could just click on it and save it. It's a mantra that Spirit gave me, and we agreed that we would memorize this mantra, and we're going to say it before any live that I do and after. Okay? Here it goes. The world favors me and responds to the frequency of my name when it is spoken. Magically, I receive in return divine love, wisdom, abundance, and ancestral power. The energy of money surrounds me daily. That is why everything I call in from the spirit realm shows up expeditiously. Ashe. And that sealed the spell work we just did. Okay. Ooh, I feel good. That feels really good, y'all. That feels really good. I love it. We're on to something. Okay, tonight we're going to be talking about creating a sacred space. Creating a sacred space. You know, a lot of people want to know, where do I start? This is a great place to start. I know we've covered a lot of topics, but one of the first things that you should do or be aware of is that, you know, you're going to create your sacred space, and then you go to the next level, next step. Even if you didn't start out with creating your sacred space, is no right or wrong way, but just try to create a sacred space as soon as you can. But if you're doing spell work of any sort, if you're doing spell work of any sort, you probably already created a sacred space and didn't know it. If you're burning incense, you know, if you have a little go-to spot in your home where you're burning incense and you just kind of meditating and spending time there, you semi created your sacred space. But tonight I'm going to give you even more insight on how to build upon that foundation. The Buddha once said, Wherever you live is your temple if you treat it like one. Sacredness is more a matter of attitude and behavior than of trappings, and it doesn't require a building or props. Nonetheless, creating a sacred space is an important part of practicing magic, in which is often use tools and processes to establish safe havens in which to work. What is sacred space? Sacred space is an area you cleanse of distraction and energy that you don't want to interfere with your magical work. Within the purified zone, you may choose to meditate, make offerings, and conduct spells or rituals. If you are lucky enough to have a temple or dedicated worship space in your home, then that is your permanent sacred space. You probably heard of magic circles. What makes sacred space different from a circle? Listen carefully. A circle is a consciously constructed area that partially overlaps both our material world and the divine world. The resulting region is said to be, quote unquote, between the worlds. Not wholly, WHOLLY, in one or the other. Sacred space is a place of peace and calm, but it is not necessarily, quote unquote, between the worlds. Sacred space is what goes into the circle, or it can simply exist on its own. When you're in your sacred space, you can still interact with the world beyond it. It doesn't set up a barrier the way a circle does. When you use sacred space, you make the existing environment holy, HOLY, as opposed to creating a whole new surrounding. You remain open to the good energies in the area instead of sealing yourself away from them. Sacred space is a wonderful alternative to a circle if you seek to create a harmonious atmosphere for a family gathering, particularly if the attendees are of mixed spiritualities or if the space you are using is unfamiliar to you. You can create it without anyone's knowledge by purifying and harmonizing the energy of the area. You remove distracting, harmful, or stale energy and leave a positive, comfortable feeling instead. Creating sacred space for other people who may not share your beliefs does not manipulate them in any way, nor does it disrespect their own religion. You are offering them a peaceful and balanced environment in which to study, discuss, eat, or mingle. Try creating sacred space before a dinner gathering during the week. Then, when everyone is tired and stressed out, I meant to say when everyone is tired and stressed out, watch how everyone relaxes in the serene energy. Basically, with the circle, and if we have time, I will give you more in-depth information on that. The circle, the magical circle, is basically used when you're doing your spell work. And so what that does, it creates like a bubble. Think of a powerful bubble surrounding you, protecting you. If anything try to come on, to any hits, anything bad, it bounces off. So you're in this whole magical bubble. It's covering you. But the sacred space, it's like you create a whole new atmosphere. You cleanse the atmosphere. And so you can operate in and out of that space. It's a flow. It's a flow. It's a harmonious. It's a flow in between your space and whatever. Say this is my sacred space, the corner in the living room. Okay, but I can still interact with what's going on, in the kitchen, in office area, all of that. I can still interact, but it's going to release good energy. Okay. I like to think of sacred spaces like sharing. You know what I'm saying? Sharing is caring. I like to think of the circle of, it's on. This is my war zone, it's on. And so the sacred space, you can walk in and out of it. But the circle, you stay inside of it because you're gonna line it with salt, or you're gonna line it with your mind. It's gonna be a spiritual circle. Okay? It's a method. It's always a method to the madness. And you stay within that circle while you do your spell work. Okay? So you have to draw the circle. There's a certain way to draw it. And so when you do your spell work, say you got to do some banishing or some protection, something very serious, okay, or even hexing, you draw that magical circle, but you stay inside till the spell work is done. And so there's a process to that. So when your spell work is done, you can then reopen the circle, and then you can interact with the other world. Okay, very, very, very precise. Very important that you know that as a witch, healer, shaman, whomever you are. Okay. Creating sacred space includes 4 basic steps. The process takes place both inside you and outside, both in your mind and in your physical space. Create. This means, that's number one, create. This means eliminating thoughts, feelings, and energies that would distract you so that your psyche is calm and all those everyday annoyances have been left behind. Cleanse. Clean up the area you will be using so that you will have a tidy, pleasant place in which to work. Purify. That's number 3. This is the magical counterpart to cleansing. Purification removes negative energy. And number 4, consecrate. This step involves blessing the space in some fashion. From here, you can go on to cast a circle if you so desire, or if your ritual requires it. You'll learn how to later do this. I'll teach you this later. Otherwise, you're ready to begin doing whatever you choose to do within the sacred space you created with these 4 steps. Creating internal sacred space. Before you perform any magic spells or rituals, you need to calm your spirit and your mind. Begin by putting aside your daily concerns and taking 5 minutes to relax your body. Your goal is to shift your thinking and feeling from ordinary consciousness to a more serene and elevated consciousness. Giving yourself just 5 minutes to meditate will help you get in the right frame of mind to create sacred space. Cleansing. Cleansing, the physical space where you still work, removes the distraction caused by dirt and clutter. Physical clutter and dust create chaotic energy. Remember that. If you are operating with magic and witchcraft, I know what people said, okay? But when you know, you know. And you have a house that's not too clean, you need to change that. Because if your house is not clean, if you don't clean it up, if it's not, I'm saying it. If it's messy, if it's dirty, you need to start practicing until you get this in order. Because we just learned tonight that physical clutter and dust and dirt and nastiness, I like to say, creates chaotic energy. As any feng shui expert will attest, cleansing also signifies your intention to honor this space and make it special. Sweep the floor with a regular broom and dustpan, clear off your altar or workspace, and tidy the general area. Put away loose papers, piles of books, clothes, toys, and other clutter from the area. Once you remove the physical clutter, clean and polish the surfaces. Then you got to cleanse yourself too. Some witches like to take a relaxing bath or shower before a ritual. Although this step technically focuses on physical cleansing, it also helps you to mentally and emotionally prepare yourself to do magic. Purifying ritual bath. This is a bonus. Try this fragrant purifying scrub before doing a ritual or other magic work. Use warm, not hot water. Do not use this scrub on your face. If you have sensitive skin, blend the herbs and essential oils into the almond or jojoba oil, and omit the salt. Rub the oil gently onto your skin prior to your bath or shower and then rinse off. Okay, here's the cleansing bath scrub. 1/2 cup sea salt, 1 teaspoon lemon zest, fresh, 1 cup fine Epsom salt, 1/2 cup sweet almond or jojoba oil, 3 drops of lavender oil. Still going. 3 drops of frankincense oil, 2 teaspoons of lavender flowers, fresh or dry, a lidded jar large enough to hold at least 2 cups of scrub, a small glass bowl, a damp washcloth. Number one, you're going to purify the ingredients first. You can do this by visualizing white light around them. Grind the dried flowers finely while you state out aloud that they will cleanse and purify your body, mind, and spirit. 2. In the covered jar, shake the 2 salts together. In the bowl, mix the oil. Open the jar and add the oil blend to the salt. Close the jar and shake to combine thoroughly. Open the jar and sprinkle the herbs over the oil and salt blend. Close the jar and shake to blend one final time. Or you could just put it all in the bowl and stir it up. To use the salt scrub once you are in the bath or shower, place about a tablespoon in the center of a clean, damp washcloth or in the palm of your hand. Gently rub the salts against your skin. Imagine them loosening any negative energy that may cling to you. Feel the purifying salt, lavender, frankincense, and lemon soaking into your body, cleansing your aura, and calming your mind. When you feel cleansed, rinse the salt scrub and the negative energy away with water. Step out of the bath and dry yourself gently with a clean towel. Purification. In this step, you purify yourself in the area where you'll be working. Cleansing deals with physical dirt. Purification gets rid of the negative energy that clutters up an area. You can do this by sweeping in a counterclockwise motion with a besom, a witch's broom. If you enjoy aromatherapy, spritz some lavender scent into the air or burn your favorite calming incense. Some witches prefer to burn a smudge stick and waft the smoke around the area. Others sprinkle small amounts of salt in the space. Or you can simply visualize a ball of light materializing in the center, then growing outward and driving away negativity. Purifying with a stone. You can also purify your sacred space with a crystal or gemstone. And that's great because we just learned about that last night. Citrine, a yellowish colored quartz crystal. Okay. Or gemstone. Citrine is a good choice, although clear quartz will work as well. Before you use your chosen stone to purify a space, wash it in warm water and pat it dry. Remember to cleanse your stones, often to get rid of any negative energy that may cling to them. Then program or charge it with the purpose of purification. You can do this by speaking your intention to the stone rather than visualizing the negative energy being absorbed into the stone. Imagine the stone pushing away any unwanted vibrations. Okay, number one, Beginning at the perimeter of your area, slowly walk counterclockwise in circles that grow decreasingly smaller, spiraling in toward the center. As you do this, hold the crystal out and visualize it repelling the unwanted energy away from your space. If you notice a space that feels as if it has collected lots of negative energy, pause there and move the crystal around and up and down slowly, like this. That's how you would do that with the crystal. You will feel the hairs of your neck may stand up. You will feel it. You just do it like this. Okay? Until you feel that the energy has dispersed. Number 2, finish in the center of the space. As an added precaution, you can leave the crystal lying on the floor to allow it to continue chasing away unwanted energy. That's great. I just found out something new. I like that. I really like that. Also, if you hear, how to make your purifying bath, and you're like, I don't want to do that. I don't have those ingredients. I do have some spiritual bath salt. You can use it just like that. Okay? Or you could just put it in your bath if you just want to take a bath. Well, okay, so consecration. Once both you and your ritual space have been physically cleansed and spiritually purified, you're ready to consecrate the space. To consecrate means to sanctify. And this is the definitive step that makes the space sacred. Listen up. One way to do this is to bring into your space the energies of the 4 elements. Okay? Choose an object that represents each element. For example, a candle could symbolize the fire element. A stone could signify earth. A bowl of water could stand for the element of water. And a smoking stick of incense could bring in the air element. Here's another method. Stand in the center of the area and feel yourself drawing up energy from the earth. If you don't have that, you're going to stand in the center of the area and feel yourself drawing up energy from the earth beneath your feet into the center of your body, right here. Next, connect with the energy of the sky and sense it flowing down into the center of your body. Allow these 2 energies to mingle within you. So you got coming up from the earth and down from the sky. You should envision that, feel that. You'll feel it. Okay? They should mingle within you. Feel them swirling around and blending in your core. Feel it in your belly. All right? Then envision yourself radiating this dual energy outward until it fills the space. Stop the flow of energy from both sky and earth when you sense that your sacred space is filled. That's powerful. I'm going to try that. I've never done that before. I'm going to try that. And if you try it, come back and let me know how it worked for you. Now, after your ritual, sacred space does not need to be dismantled as a circle does. Like I told you, you have to reopen the circle. But this, you don't have to do that. When you finish your magical working, you can leave it and come back whenever you choose, knowing that your sanctuary awaits you. To signal that your work here is finished, simply say something like, this ritual, spell, meditation is ended. I go in peace. How long does sacred space last? It depends on where you created it. If your sacred space is in a room at your home, its sanctity will linger longer than if you set it up temporarily in a public mall. If you set up a little space in the public mall, it's just for that moment, basically. The more often you use this space, the more you reinforce its sanctity. Okay? So the more you do it, the stronger it gets. Now, talking about casting a circle. Preparation for casting a circle. Some ancient circles have symbolized both power and protection. When you cast a circle, you're working on several levels simultaneously. At a physical level, you're defining the boundaries for your work, and on a spiritual level, you're filling the spaces of personal power. Modern witches will perform spells and rituals within a circle. Group work, especially gatherings and public rituals, frequently takes place in a circular sacred space. The circle represents unity, accord, and wholeness. It provides a protective psychic fence that keeps unwanted energies out and desired energies in until you're ready to release them. A circle also shows that each person present is important to the success of the magical workings. Creating the proper ambience. The time spent creating sacred space is important psychologically for the participants. This allows everyone to adjust to spirit thinking rather than mundane thinking. That attitude is important to the success of even the simplest magical process. Everyone involved must be focused on your agreed upon intention in order to harness the energy needed for your spell or ritual. Once you're inside the circle, no one should leave unless absolutely necessary. I just told you all of that. Just confirmed it. The following guidelines will help you create the right ambience for your sacred space. Number one, ensure that you or the group won't be interrupted. Turn off cell phones, TVs, etc. Number two, choose the right space for your task, taking into account weather, personal time, physical constraints, and what's going to take place in the sacred space. Number three, make sure the area is safe and tidy. Get rid of anything that might distract you from the task at hand. Number four, set up your purified tools so they're readily accessible. Number five, if you light candles, make sure you do it in a safe place to avoid the danger of fire. Keep them away from flammable materials such as curtains. Don't use potentially harmful chemicals in your sacred space. Whatever you put into your sacred space, physical, emotional, and mental, gets amplified. Okay? Outdoors, use natural insect repellent and salt or mulch to inhibit weed growth. Indoors, use only green cleaning materials. Your magical workspace. Your circle should be large enough to accommodate the number of people who will be working inside of it, as well as any objects that you'll bring into the circle. It's also your workspace. So if you'll be dancing, drumming, or otherwise moving from inside the circle, allow plenty of room for activities. Do you need to cleanse, purify, and consecrate your space before casting a circle? Some witches believe that you must always cleanse, purify, and consecrate the space where you will construct your circle. Others believe that cleansing and purifying are necessary, but the act of creating the circle consecrates the space. Still, others believe that you don't need to prepare the space in any way before you raise your circle. Do what feels right to you. A circle isn't a flat ring, nor is it a dome over you. Your circle is actually a sphere surrounding you above and below your workspace, as if you were standing in a bubble. I said that. You draw a circle, but envision a sphere growing out of the line you draw. It's a circle in 3 dimensions, a shell that allows the sacred space within the circle to exist between the worlds. Casting a magic circle. Casting a circle begins as an act of faith. You believe the circle is there. Although many methods exist for circle casting, some of them quite elaborate. You can begin by following these simple steps. Number one, stand in the center of your space where you will define your circle. Two, standing east, extend your projective hand outward, pointing to where you're going to draw the circle's wall. Your projective hand is the hand with which you send out energy. I think that's your dominant hand. Center your personal energy within your body. Then ground your energy by envisioning it flowing down through your feet and into the earth, where it connects with the energy of the earth. Number 4, with your projective hand still extended, draw energy up from the earth through your body and out to your hand. Number 5, allow this energy to flow out to the point where you intend to begin forming your circle. Slowly turn in a clockwise direction until you are facing the original starting point. Come all the way around, and the flow of energy joins up with where it started, forming a seamless ring. This is powerful, y'all. Number 6, visualize the ring thickening and curving inward until it meets above your head and below your feet, forming a perfect sphere of energy. Number 7, drop your hand to shut off the energy flow. So this right here, this alone is going to really amp up your magic. It is good to do these things because you'll get more confident, you'll get more powerful in your spell work. So some of this stuff I need to be doing. I think that I'm pretty proficient, but I still consider myself, I want to say intermediate. I want to work my way to advance. Okay? You can always be better. You know what I'm saying? You are now ready to begin your magic spell or ritual. Some witches prefer to use a tool. You have a wand. A lot of people are using a selenite wand. If you make wands, whatever you do what you do. Some witches prefer to draw to use a tool to draw the circle. Usually either an athame, which is a ritual dagger, or a magical wand. Athame. We'll talk more about these and other tools later. Some witches like to actually walk the perimeter of the circle. If you want to do this, start in the east. Make sure you know where the 4 compass directions are before you begin. And walk clockwise or deosil. 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 So that when the circle is completed, you'll be inside it. On a physical level, you create your circle by walking around its outer border. But for the circle to exist both in the physical and in the mental and spiritual realms, you must also visualize it with clear intent, channeling your energy and that of the earth into your visualization. Now, this is the 4-element technique. This technique combines the 4 elements, of course, the earth, air, fire, and water, to cast a circle. First, fill a bowl with salt water, which symbolizes the elements of the earth and water. Beginning in the east, walk in a clockwise direction, sprinkling the salt water on the ground to define a circle as you say, with earth and water. I cast this magic circle. Next, light a stick of incense, which represents fire and air, smoke. Again, start in the east and walk clockwise around the circle, trailing the fragrant smoke behind you while you say, with fire and air, I cast this magic circle. If you prefer, 2 people can perform this circle casting ritual together. In this case, one person holds the bowl of water and the other carries the stick of burning incense. What if you have to leave a circle? Sometimes you just have to leave the circle to retrieve something you forgot, go to the bathroom, or deal with some emergency. In this case, you'll need to open a door in the circle's wall. This is awesome. To keep from breaking it, like popping a balloon, and letting all the power you raise escape. You can cut a door with your dagger, but the simplest method is to use your hand. Okay, this is how you're going to leave the circle so you can come back. Number 1, hold your hands out in front of you, palms together. Slowly insert them into the energy of the wall. Carefully pull your hands apart and visualize the wall of energy parting like a pair of curtains. Wow. Step through and close the curtains behind you. Step through it and then close them back. Okay? Do what you need to do quickly and calmly, then return to the circle and open the curtains again from the outside. I'm going to do that. Number 4, after stepping through the energy curtains and back into the circle, close the curtains. Dismantling a basic circle. Dismantling the circle is just as important as raising it. Unlike sacred space, which slowly loses its energy over time, a circle must be taken down with as much care as you use to cast it. Perform the step with reverence, closing the ritual with the same degree of respect as you entered into it. Basically, you dismantle a circle by repeating the motions you used to cast it, but in reverse. Number 1, stand in the center of your circle and extend your receptive hand, the opposite of the projective hand, toward the wall of the circle. Center your personal energy, then ground it into the earth below. Facing east, begin drawing the energy of the circle into your hand and let it flow through your body, then down into the earth, turning counterclockwise. Continue removing the energy in this manner until you face your original starting point and the energy of the circle is all gone. Number 3, drop your hand, shutting off the energy flow. Your hand may feel tingly or odd after collecting the energy. Shake it a few times to get rid of any traces of the energy, the circle energy that may still be clinging to it. Disconnect your personal energy from the earth, bringing it back into your body. You may wish to experiment with various circle casting methods to see which ones you like best. Your circle may or may not be visible. It depends on you and your objective. Some magicians actually draw on the floor or ground with chalk. Some sprinkle flour or cornmeal to define the circle. Some witches light candles around the perimeter or position stones in a circle. You might even choose to use a material that relates to the purpose of your spell. For example, if you're doing a love spell, you could scatter rose petals in a circle. However, your intention and the love, passion, and joy that you project into the process are more important than the material you use. So that is how you create a sacred space. And we got a bonus, how to create a magical circle, how to step out of it. If you need to do something, come back in. I got a lot of great nuggets tonight, and I hope you did too. I really enjoyed that. That was really, really good. Okay. I'm just looking here, see if there's any other. Okay. Okay. I'm looking for any other information, but I think we covered it all here. We covered it all. And if you want to know where I'm getting this information from, The Modern Guide to Witchcraft by Sky Alexander. Your complete guide to witches, covens, and spells. I got this from Barnes and Nobles. And of course, you can get it on Amazon. Okay? All right, y'all. That's it. That's how you create your sacred space. And we got our bonus of how to create a magical circle. And I'm proud of myself because I've really been studying. I was able to give you all the information about the magical circle without even reading it because I've been studying. When you study, you'll be surprised at what you know. You may feel like it's a lot of information in the beginning, but just keep studying. Keep studying. Your spirit will catch it. Your subconscious will catch it. And next thing you know, you're doing things that you didn't think you remember. Okay? So trust yourself and be gentle with yourself and keep at it. And do it knowing that when you cast a spell, when you're making your sacred spaces, when you're creating your sacred space, when you're um, making your magical circle, that it's going to work. That's powerful, and it is doing what you want it to do. But just take notice of the energy. Take notice of the energy, and you can't go wrong with that. And the spirit may tell you to do something a little different. Again, I always say this is asking you. This is just a little guideline, but spirit will tell you to put something else in there. Don't take any information I give you for, just write it in stone. Don't write it in stone, because spirit may have you do something different. But this is to get get you intrigued, get your mind going, and get you, things that make you say, I need to try that. You know, um, I suggest starting with the sacred space. If you know you're going to have company over, if you're going to visit a loved one at their home, you can really work that sacred space. I would do that anyway. I didn't know that's what it was before I came into magic, but I would do that anyway. If I went to someone's home, I will have my anointing oil. I will bless that area, especially if the energy is off. Okay, and then I would speak to the atmosphere. Some friends, some family members, they do things, and they kind of yeah, everybody has their own way of living in their household. Okay. um and if it's not necessarily peaceful or safe, you need to do that sacred space. Okay, and everybody will be able to tap into that energy. And again, like the book said, you don't have to let nobody know. Just do what you do. And everybody can be safe and peaceful. I've done it so many times before, and it works. Okay? So thank y'all for joining me tonight. That's all I have, and we'll be back tomorrow night. If you have any questions, any comments, please leave it right here on under the video. Um, yeah, if you're on Facebook, you can get my fan page, Queen Tiggy L. If you're my friend on Facebook, just reach out to me. If you're in the Light Seers group, reach out to me. If you're Sacred Rose Coven group, just reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Okay? All right. Okay. We're going to do our mantra, and then we're going to close out. Y'all ready? This is our prosperity mantra. Let's go. The world favors me and responds to the frequency of my name when it is spoken. Magically, I receive and return divine love, wisdom, abundance, and ancestral power. The energy of money surrounds me daily. That is why everything I call in from the spirit realm shows up expeditiously. Ashe. We're going to close out. I love y'all. Have a wonderful night.